The first nor'easter hits the United States. Heavy snow, strong winds, ice covering the eastern region. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States is preparing to experience one of the winter weather events considered to be the most complex and severe since the beginning of the season. A nor'easter, a characteristic snowstorm type that often appears during the coldest months of the year, is rapidly forming and will race along the entire east coast of the United States in less than 2 days. Major meteorological centers in the United States assess that this storm will bring heavy snowfall, strong winds, ice, and nearly zero visibility to a series of states from Ohio to Maine, directly impacting the daily life, transportation, and safety of tens of millions of people. Right from this morning, states in the Great Lakes region, the Ohio Valley, and the northeastern United States are still under the influence of the old snow system that was active last night. However, this is only the opening act of a much stronger weather episode. The latest data show that two important atmospheric energy zones, one from the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains and one from the moist air mass pushing up from the Gulf of Mexico, will merge late on Monday, forming a strong low-pressure system that will rapidly intensify as it moves toward the East Coast. This sudden combination is likened to a dual fuel supplement process, helping the storm to form quickly, intensify strongly, and pose many potential dangers. According to experts, the most notable feature of this nor'easter is its extremely fast movement speed. Unlike snowstorm systems that last for many hours or even many days, this storm will sweep across each area in a relatively short time, from 3 to 6 hours depending on the location. However, due to its strong intensity, high wind speed, and abundant moisture, the expected snowfall amount will still be high, with some places possibly reaching dangerous levels within just one morning. The first snowfall band will appear in the states of Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana on Monday morning, mainly at a light level. However, the situation will change rapidly from the afternoon and evening. When the two energy zones converge, a heavy snowfall area will expand into Ohio, Kentucky, western Pennsylvania, and central New York State. In the period from Monday night to early Tuesday morning, these are the areas likely to see the fastest and strongest snowfall in the early stage, before the storm moves deeper into New England, where the greatest impacts are forecast. According to forecasts from the National Weather Service, NWS, the common snowfall amount along the stretch from Ohio to Maine will range from 4 to 8 inches, equivalent to 10 to 20 centimeters. However, more concerning is the possibility of a narrow band accumulating up to 12 inches, that is about 30 centimeters of snow, if the storm follows the coldest track. The position of this maximum snowfall band will depend on the storm's center track, but cities such as Albany, Worcester, and Boston are within the high-risk zone. These are all areas that have many times endured heavy snow in previous winter nor'easters. Not only snow, strong winds are also a factor that makes this storm particularly dangerous. As the nor'easter moves along the east coast, strong northeasterly winds will blow snow backward, creating a whiteout situation. Almost zero visibility, one of the main factors causing serious traffic accidents in the eastern states of the United States every winter. Along with strong winds, snowfall rates are forecast to reach 3 inches per hour, equivalent to nearly 7 centimeters in 1 hour, causing road surfaces to quickly become slippery and difficult to travel on. Traffic in many areas, especially on interstate routes I-80, I-90, and I-95, may be paralyzed during the storm's peak hours. An important difference compared to the previous snowstorm is the possibility of widespread icing. The cold air mass makes the ground freeze, while the air layer above is warm enough for precipitation to fall as freezing rain. When it touches the road surface, the raindrop immediately turns into ice, forming a thin but extremely dangerous ice layer. States that have been warned early include Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, the Ohio Valley, West Virginia, and the high mountain areas of western Pennsylvania. Just a thin layer of ice 1 to 3 millimeters is enough to make roads slippery. Vehicles lose control, especially in areas where de-icing salt has not yet been applied in time. According to the detailed timeline forecast on Monday morning, the weather is still relatively safe in most of the Midwest, with insignificant snowfall. However, from the afternoon to the evening, the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico begins to be pushed up strongly, partly blending with the cold air mass spilling down from the north. When the two air streams meet in the Ohio Valley, the snowfall band will clearly form. By around midnight on Monday, the storm center will begin to take clearer shape, with a snowfall band stretching from Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky to Pennsylvania and New York. On Tuesday morning, the storm center reaches its strongest intensity as it moves into New England. During this period, the states of Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine will be where the heaviest snowfall occurs. Experts believe that if the maximum snowfall band shifts further south, the Boston area may fall into the directly affected zone and easily record snowfall exceeding 20 cm. Conversely, if the storm center shifts northward, the largest snowfall band will lie in southern New Hampshire and southern Maine. By midday and Tuesday afternoon, the system begins to weaken and move offshore. Snow will only be observed along the coastal areas of Massachusetts, Maine, and a small part of northern Connecticut and Rhode Island. However, even when the snow stops, road surfaces can still freeze as temperatures remain low. The forecast snowfall amounts by region based on the National Weather Service model show that the Midwest and Ohio Valley can receive from 1 to 3 inches, locally 4 to 5 inches. Pennsylvania, New York, and New England commonly see from 3 to 6 inches. Areas likely to receive 8 to 10 inches include southern New Hampshire, southern Maine, and central western Massachusetts. A few locations in northeastern Pennsylvania and southeastern New York may reach approximately 20 to 22 centimeters. This shows that this is a nor'easter of medium to strong intensity, but moving very quickly, making people's preparation even more urgent. Besides snow and ice, coastal areas of New England are warned of the risk of storm surge, large waves, and coastal erosion. Strong northeasterly winds combined with low pressure can push sea levels higher, causing flooding in some low-lying coastal locations in Massachusetts and Maine. Authorities have recommended that fishermen and small vessels limit going offshore from Monday night to Tuesday noon. One factor attracting public attention is the series of extreme weather events lasting many days. Right after this snowstorm ends, the United States will continue to receive multiple strong cold air surges from Canada. Temperatures in the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast are expected to remain below average for 7 to 10 days. This means that snow and ice will persist longer, making cleanup and ensuring traffic safety more difficult. In addition, the Gulf Coast area from Louisiana to Florida is also forecast to have heavy rain and strong thunderstorms in the middle of the week, leading to the risk of local flooding and weak tornadoes. At the weekend, a small system may develop in the mid-Atlantic region, bringing the possibility of snow or freezing rain again, although the current level of risk is assessed as low. Ladies and gentlemen, what has been particularly notable in recent days is the succession of extreme weather events. Before the nor'easter formed, the Midwest had just experienced a historic snowfall event last weekend. The city of Des Moines recorded about 1 foot of snow in a day, ranking among the snowiest November days in recorded history. In St. Louis, snowfall reached 8 inches, far exceeding many forecasts. Several places near Fort Dodge, Iowa, recorded more than 15 inches, a figure that is very high for November. This is considered a sign that winter in the United States this year tends to arrive early, be active, and fluctuate unpredictably. With this nor'easter, residents in the eastern states are advised to limit travel in the period from early morning to noon on Tuesday, the time when the storm reaches its strongest intensity. Families should prepare adequate drinking water, food, backup batteries, gloves, and heating devices. Road users need to pay special attention to black ice, a thin ice layer that is hard to see but extremely dangerous on the road surface. In conclusion, we would like to emphasize that this is a strong weather system, moving fast and capable of causing many major impacts in a short time. Although it is not the strongest snowstorm ever recorded in the United States, this nor'easter is particularly dangerous because it comes with ice, strong winds, and appears right after a historic snowfall in the Midwest. Actively monitoring weather warnings, limiting travel, and preparing carefully will help reduce risks during the storm's peak hours. Thank you for following this international news bulletin. To continue receiving updates on important developments regarding the snowstorm, as well as other extreme weather patterns around the world, Please press like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. We wish you peace, warmth, and safety in the coming days of harsh weather.